feel when people complain about games that they've never played and don't own and will never play or ever own?
Well, I pay them no mind because their opinion is invalid because they've never played it.
Because there is a lot of salt about PUBG on this gaming group that I'm a part of. There's just a lot of people that are, I can't believe that game looks like shit, and I can't believe people charge money for this. And I'm just like, yeah, well, it's really fun. Yeah. It's really fun. And I don't even want to say they're missing out. Like I don't know. Obviously, you're not missing out. You wouldn't like it if it doesn't look up to your standards.
They want that triple A graphics.
They want them AAA graphics. And the video they were critiquing was a video where people just are terrible at the game. People trying to shotgun each other from 2 feet away and just missing and missing and missing and missing. Like, well, yeah,
and that's the game's fault.
Yeah, they're bad at the game.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen people like, oh, this looks like shit. The textures, because it's from the Xbox One, and I don't know why yes, they put that out. They probably shouldn't have, because it looks like dog shit. The textures don't load, and that's very unacceptable. But that's not what the game normally looks like on PC. Like that's not what I'm.
Oh no, the game doesn't look like that at all. But that's happened to me on PC, but not in a long time. There was a little period of time where it would happen to me on PC fairly regularly. Like maybe if I'm playing for 2 hours, it happens a couple times. But they patch it and it doesn't happen ever again. I remember that. I agree that this wasn't ready for 1.0 yet. I don't think. As long as it had been in early early access, it really was still getting tweaked. It's still getting patched and fixed, and they were just hungry for them dollars. And the Microsoft dollars were just, okay, here they come.
Is that why they went official, so they could get Microsoft dollars?
Well, to sell it on Xbox.
Yeah, because there's a downside of being official in 1.0. Because what is that? H1Z1 World War Z.
Yep.
Something. That one, the real popular game, a lot of flaws. But that's still technically early access, because apparently if you go 1.0 and you go official, something about refunds, something about you can now lose some of your money somehow. So a lot of developers and stuff, they just live in early access because they know if they pull that trigger, there's a good chance that it comes back to bite them. But PUBG didn't. They went the other way, which is neat.
I wondered about that. That makes sense. So it sounds like if you say you're in early access, you're not as liable for sort of quality control type things. Like, well, this game is broken and it just crashes all the time, and I want my money back. And maybe you're not beholden to that if you're like, hey, we're still developing it, and you agreed to participate in this early access. Yeah. I have a blast playing the game, and it's got bugs and it's got glitches, and the graphics aren't that great.
And now there's hackers.
The combat is not smooth like Counter-Strike or Overwatch, but it is not about that at all, and it's so much fun to play. Yeah,
I was just playing it before this podcast, and it's fun. I got sniped, and now the thing with the hackers is whenever you get killed, you have to look at your death cam just to make sure.
Just to be sure.
It was on the up and up, and I got sniped real good by somebody legitimate.
It was legit.
I felt bad. I was sticking my head out apparently like an idiot that I thought I was safe, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't. And like back in the day before, because now they have the death cam, you can watch your little replay. Back in the day, you just like, I was a cheater. Yeah. I was just a cheater. Now you can look and be like, nah, I should get better at the game.
I rarely look at the death cam because I'm not usually suspicious of how I died. It usually makes sense. Like, yeah, there were shots from over there and I wasn't looking. But that one match we played where there was a match we played, and Dale and I were in this little area where there were like 2 buildings and nothing else around. And I don't even remember hearing a shot and I was just crawling on the ground. I got knocked out. I'm like,
I think
what?
we're inside the buildings too.
Well, you ran inside after that.
You're damn right.
And then we watched the death cam, and this guy was literally on the other side of the map, like shooting through a mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're working on it. They just did a fucking anti-cheat thing, but I mean, they're obviously still around. So, I mean, good. Keep working on it.
This is an indie game, you know? Like, an indie game is the most popular game on the internet right now. So, I don't think... I kind of cut them a little bit of slack. This isn't, like... It's not Valve. This isn't Microsoft
Blizzard.
or Activision or Blizzard or something. Like, this is just, like... This started as just a mod, and it just blew up. It exploded. So, they're just trying to... catch up here.
It's all about concept and atmosphere, and it delivers on those things.
Yeah, that's a very eloquent way to put it, and it does. If this was a game where you're just in a small map and it's 8-on-8, it wouldn't be good. It wouldn't have picked up because the combat, the engine's not that great for that. But it's not about that at all, and it is so much fun.
But speaking of PUBG, I have this article from PC Gamer. The headline is, "This PUBG streamer is only eating chicken this month, but first he has to win it."
Oh my god.
And it's exactly what it sounds like. Some streamer, he's got a YouTube channel, Achievement Hunters or something like that. And okay, he's only going to eat chicken, but he's got to get that winner chicken dinner. He's got to win PUBG games. And I like the idea of it. It's like, okay, I got to earn. I'll have some chicken dinner. What comes with dinner? Sides, some chicken, some fucking veggies, biscuit, that kind of stuff. Very, very fun concept. But apparently he's just doing roasted chicken. That's it, just chicken. Which, okay, fine. I mean, you're doing it to yourself. But here's the thing: a lot of people, because his show is popular and they're a streaming personality, I guess. So people are questioning, "Oh, is that safe? That's not safe. I'm a doctor. I'm on the internet. I'm a doctor. That's not good for you." And apparently he's saying, "Yeah, if this ends up, hurting me and I don't feel good, I'm just gonna not do it."
For how long? A month?
Yeah.
You can eat chicken for a month. Look, there's a doctor, a surgeon, who's only been eating red meat for the past year. Only been eating red meat. No vegetables, no potatoes, no wine, just water and red meat. You can eat chicken for a month. You'll be fine.
And this fucking guy's name's Andrew Panton. He says, "The blandness has definitely sucked, and I regret not allowing myself to have any sides."
It's chicken dinner.
Roasted chicken is usually
biscuits.
It's got some flavor. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. What is he, just boiling chicken breast?
I don't know.
That's
man.
not chicken dinner either.
And then he says there are definitely some very negative health effects to only eating chicken. I know it sounds cliche, but you're only focusing on that one food group and missing out on all the benefits of fruits and vegetables. I want to get that. Where's the fuck? There's a line where he quits. He says, "If it starts to hurt me or I don't feel good, I'm just gonna stop." That's not how challenges work.
No. If I get hungry, I'm done with this diet.
Yeah. This is just an idea. This is no longer a challenge.
It's just a month. I mean, you could get plenty of calories. You're not going to get a lot of sugar, but there's a lot of people but you could. If you think about it, you could if you eat fried chicken. Well, he said he's the one who came up with roasted. You could eat breaded fried chicken. You got some carbs, you got some fat, you got some protein. You're hitting your macros, bro. Yeah. You're ready to go.
Yeah, I found it. He says, "I asked Panton if he did the responsible thing and checked with a doctor before trying out his poultry-only diet. Not chicken. We're gonna say poultry." Okay, PC Gamer. And no, he hadn't. And Panton says, "I have no plan on pushing myself too far. At the first sign of trouble, I will stop regardless of how deep I get." What the fuck?
That's weak. Weak sauce.
Shit. Weak. Because I saw the headline, I was like, "That's clever, that's fun," and I was interested in it. And then, and also in here it says how he's averaging, like, at least one a day because he's probably pretty good at the game. So this isn't even a chance. What did he do?
And if you're one of these online gamer people and you don't get one a day,
yeah,
and I don't get one a day, right? But what do we play? A couple hours a day?
Yeah.
Like I probably play PUBG a couple hours a week at this point.
Yeah.
If I played 8 hours a day, I'd be full. I'd be full. Yeah. I'd have too much chicken.
Yeah, played Friday, got a chicken dinner. Played Saturday, got a chicken dinner with the boys. And we're not good.
No.
So get out of here.
If
the
this
challenge
was your job, you'd have plenty of chicken.
His commitment is weak. But once again, the concept was fun. Too bad he's a soft human being.
That's a bummer. Not doing us proud. He's not doing us proud in the community.
Yeah, I'm disappointed in him. Before we get too far, I just wanted to wish you happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, thank you. You as well.
Yeah. I'm sure somebody's going to listen to this on the big Lovers Day. You got any plans?
Nope. Never.
Yeah, me neither.
Never do that.
Yeah.
We haven't had Valentine's Day plans since George W. Bush's first term.
And what was it? Red Lobster?
No, not even. It was like I was going to make her dinner or something. And she got sick and we didn't do anything.
And we never did it again.
There was like 3 years in a row where one of the two of us was sick. Or I think 1 year both of us were sick. And we're just like, let's just stop. This is dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this year I'm just it's on a Wednesday. Wednesday is our like hangout date night sort of thing. So we're gonna have tacos. I'm gonna get my taco salad like I usually do on Wednesdays, and it's gonna be good. I'm gonna try not to get too bloated so I can plow, and that's about it.
Oh yeah,
that's Wednesdays for me.
Well, enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it.
I will, but
definitely don't get too full then.
I'm deep into the Valentine's Day, and you know what I did today? I watched St. Valentine's Day Massacre pay-per-view from 1999 WWF.
Oh God! Oh, I'm trying to remember what was on that.
Now this was 99, so we're in high school.
So this is before. This is building up to Rock and Austin at WrestleMania 15.
Yes,
because I remember that WrestleMania in '99.
Yeah, because the main event is it's Stone Cold in a cage with Vince McMahon, because he has to like earn his right to get into the main event at WrestleMania. So it's just like, you gotta earn it against me, and this is where the Big Show debuted.
Oh right, is this where he breaks through the ring or something?
Yeah.
Well.
And it was just a nice trip down memory lane. Goldust was there. Midian, because it was the ministry days for the Undertaker.
Oh yeah. What did you have some Val Venus action?
Hell yeah, it was Val Venus and Ken Shamrock with Ryan Shamrock.
So many Shamrocks.
She was very bad. She couldn't even be a valet properly. She had one spot where she's supposed to slap Ken Shamrock, and she's just not doing it. And Ken Shamrock's like, slap me. Slap me now. This is part. And the camera.
This isn't like there. At home. I'm not going to hit you back.
Yeah, right. It was right in their face, because they're getting this drama, because they know this. She's going to slap the fuck out of him. Get in there, get that slap. So he's just like, what the hell's wrong with you? Why are you doing the things that you're doing? Slap me.
Slap me. Toss me. Don't tell the elf.
So it was fun to watch some of these matches. This was the birth of Hardcore Holly. He was in transition from the spark plug thing, and they had the hardcore division, and he had this big long match. It felt long. It's apparently less than 10 minutes, but it felt like a half an hour with Al Snow, and they're fighting in the back for the hardcore championship. And yeah, those are two guys that'll stiff the shit out of each other. So it was fun in that regard, and it was the birth of Hardcore Holly. You know? Yeah,
it feels like that probably went on longer than it actually did, that Hardcore Holly gimmick. But man, it probably had to last a couple years, right?
I mean, people still call him that, I think.
But that was like the beginning of the shaved head, bleach.
Yeah. Like I'm a hard man.
Yeah.
hard
a
man.
hard man.
But there's one match on this show that I'd like to talk about. It was a tag match. It was D'Lo Brown and Mark Henry with Ivory.
Is this the one where Big Boss Man has to wrestle a dog?
No.
Oh, okay.
He eats the dog. He eats he eats El Snow's dog. No, it's D'Lo and Mark Henry with Ivory. Mark Henry's doing the sexual chocolate thing, which was I hated it. I always hated that. I hate when they try to revive that joke. Like, hey, sexual chocolate. Remember that? Nostalgia. I'm like, don't bring that up to me. I hated it. But it's those guys, D'Lo and Mark Henry, against Owen Hart and his partner. And they were tag team champions. His partner.
Jeff Jarrett?
Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett.
So I'm watching this match, and Owen Hart's very good. D'Lo's very good. Jeff Jarrett's fine. Mark Henry's Mark Henry. It's Mark Henry and Jeff Jarrett. Just get out of here. But I'm watching this match, and Owen's just there's no chemistry between each partner and the opposite team. So the match is kind of whatever. And I'm just thinking, this is February, because it's Valentine's Day show. This is February 1999. And I know that this tag team doesn't work out. They lose the titles. Both kind of flounder. I think Jeff Jarrett, I don't know if he's there in a couple months. But 3 months from this point, because you tag with Jeff Jarrett, you fucking donezo. So 3 months after this pay-per-view, Owen Hart's gonna die.
Yeah,
he's gonna fall, and he's going to die. And I have to put the blame on Jeff Jarrett, because
if they would have been over, and they would have kept the belts, and they were over, he never would have had to have become the Blue Blazer again. And done that stunt. You are 100% right. Because
Jeff Jarrett's too busy with the Deborah thing and the guitar. Like they're not dressed alike, and they just seem disinterested with each other. It's like when Shawn Michaels had Luna Vachon as a valet for WrestleMania 9, and he was just like, fuck off, I'm not doing any of this. Like there's just disinterest there, and they weren't over as what I guess they were heels, and that wasn't working. And yeah. Floundered. They had to. What do we got for Owen? We could do, bro. Remember the Blue Blazer?
Yeah, you sort of. I think listeners are probably thinking you're just trying to have a little goof at Jeff Jarrett, but no. When you really think about it, if that tag team was a hot thing, he never would have done that. I mean, you could do that with a million things, A
little butterfly effect here.
Yeah, we could do that with a million things, but 3 months out from when it happened, you could say that if Jeff Jarrett and Owen's tag team was hot and working, that he would not have died.
Yeah.
You could say a lot of, Brett didn't leave, he, whatever. But this one's pretty close to the event. This is probably like his last big pay-per-view match, title match, that type of thing. Yeah, man, Jeff Jarrett.
It's just the list of his sins. It's longer.
Man,
speaking of wrestling,
me.
I know. Speaking of wrestling, are you familiar with the wrestling move, the Spanish Fly?
I've heard it.
I'm gonna find a GIF for you.
The Spanish Fly. Would I know it by some other name? Is it someone's finisher or something like that?
I'm sure some guys use it. Let me find you. Go ahead and click on this. It's 10-second YouTube clip of the move. It's acrobatic. A lot of the lightweight guys do it, but I find it very kayfabe shattering, and it annoys me. And I'll have a clip of it on the episode notes. Listeners,
who's that? Teddy Hart or something doing it?
No, this is a modern WWE man. This is a Mustafa Ali, who's very talented.
So is your issue that like the guy's got to hang out up there and then like flip for no reason?
Yes.
Okay.
That's actually the clip there. It's actually very good because he does it super fast, and you can't tell how much the other guy has to work with you.
Right.
But a lot of times it's guys just standing up there, getting their footing, and just like counting it down. And then I'm going to do a backflip. You're going to do a front flip. We're going to do it at the same time. Spanish fly.
I gotta say,
I hate it.
I've probably not seen that move until today. It didn't look familiar.
It's the new hotness with a lot of these athletic guys.
There are a lot. I feel like most top rope moves where you both have to be up there are sort of kayfabe shattering. Because the guy's just like up there, and you gotta I gotta put him up on the top turnbuckle. Like they're gonna put a man up there.
Yeah, well, but you know what they do that makes it acceptable to me? They sprinkle in some strikes.
Yeah, right.
Move the leg, punch, punch, punch. Move this leg, punch, punch, punch.
If they start to screw up and slip, maybe, or then I'm just gonna whack them a few times and let them know he's staying right there while I try this again.
Yeah, a little headbutt. But yeah, so the Spanish fly, a lot of guys do it. I wish they wouldn't. And just wanted to gripe.
I mean, it's a pretty fancy looking move. There's a lot of stuff going on there. I don't know that I would just do it in my matches.
Yeah, and we were playing, I think, Overwatch or something the other night, and I went, ooh, and you made fun of me. What the fuck, are you coming? And I was just like, no, somebody did that move to Kurt Angle in a TNA match, and it wasn't smooth, and he kind of landed on his shoulder.
Ooh.
And I'm just like, oh, poor Kurt, his neck. He's just a broken man, and now he's trying to take Spanish flies and shit back, 2009. It's rough. It's a rough move.
Yeah. Anytime you say Kurt Angle, though, and ooh, I think everyone thinks of Brock Lesnar breaking his neck and like giving himself a concussion or whatever the hell he ended up doing at WrestleMania. Oh, God. You just see that big slab of man go up there. You're like, he could have spun all the way around. Oh, God.
Yeah.
He's done it before. Okay. You could tell when you can tell from the start of the move that this is not going to go smoothly. It's just rough to watch.
Yeah, when your first words are, he's pretty far.
Yeah.
It's pretty far. The announcer's like, what? It's pretty far.
And they're in the earpiece like, I don't know what he's doing. We didn't talk about this in the back.
They're going rogue.
Get ready to cut away. Can't have any live deaths. Not at WrestleMania.
Brock Lesnar made me think of Ronda Rousey. And AJ Styles did an interview, and they were talking about Ronda, because, of course, some radio station or whatever. And they were talking about, she's going to be the next Brock. And he said, you know what I think she's going to be? I think she's going to be the next, Kurt Angle. Like the transition. I think she's a very good athlete. She loves the business. She's passionate. So I think, because Brock's not.
No, not passionate.
Yeah. So he put her over that way. So I think, she could be the next, don't think Brock, think Kurt Angle, the Olympic gold medalist.
Well, that's lofty.
I know. And AJ, God damn, he's such a good company guy. Like, what a line. And he's wrong.
Right.
There's no way in hell. I still think it's going to be iffy at best, but what a guy.
That's the guy who did it. That's the guy who came from legit combat. Well, wrestling's quasi a combat sport, right? He came from that, and he said in an interview before that it didn't help at all. Like being athletic helped, but he was like, it's night and day. It's not even close to the same thing.
Yeah. He
said it was a really hard transition, and he thinks it was probably harder because of his wrestling background.
Yeah, and that's what I think she's going to struggle with, because she's like, don't kill her. Don't break this arm.
But man, that is perfect. That's exactly who you if you're trying to sell it, that's who you go to. Kurt Angle, I think more Kurt Angle.
And plus, if you're one of the boys, like, you don't want her to be the new Brock.
Yeah, is she going to be the new guy that wrestles twice a year?
Yeah, and annoys half the female roster now, because a lot of the guys are always like, oh, fucking Brock, and now all the women are going to be like, oh, fucking Ronda, taking my money in a spot, taking my spot, lose her spot.
Part timer. I think it's cool that she's not supposed to be a part timer. That she's like, in all the way. That's neat. And she definitely seems way more interested and into it and is a fan. When Brock started, he was like, I don't even watch wrestling. I'm just a freak. Look at me. I'm a big slab of man. I can do whatever I want. I'm going to do wrestling, even though it's for pussies. Whereas, Rhonda's a fan.
I do like Brock, though. He did a sit-down interview. I don't know if it was recent, but they're talking about the difference between MMA and wrestling and how Dana White just called it fake. And Brock's like, yeah, no shit. But there's a lot of similarities. It's actually the same business where, we're selling combat, we're selling, we're entertaining people with violence and, this, that. And he basically said, I love this. He said, it's like Vince McMahon's very good at it. He's much better at it than Dana is. And I think that's why he's salty about it. And I was like, damn, Brock just took him to school. Because it almost seemed like he was trying to get him, he said wrestling's fake, go ham on him. But Brock was like, I think he's just jealous.
Maybe. The issue is the UFC has been trying to legitimize MMA and their brand of it so that it's sort of synonymous with the NFL and things like that. But then it's just some handful of people deciding what the fight's going to be. And it ends up being like WWE. What we want to get a lot of pay-per-view buys, what's going to be a big fight. And you go, but this guy over here, he hasn't lost in the last 9 matches. Why is this guy coming out of retirement and getting a title shot? Well, because it's going to be a big seller. Okay, then you are the WWE, essentially.
Yep. It's like, it's WrestleMania season, huh? UFC?
There's no ranking. There's no legitimate points or ranking or this guy. Okay, he's the number 1 contender, automatically gets a title shot. It's just Dana deciding who fights whom.
Yep.
Case in point, CM Punk.
Yeah. We'll see. So UFC, it is more legitimate. Another sport that's very legitimate is the Rocket League Championship Series.
And you are ramping up for this season.
I'm getting my team ready. It's this weekend. There's an open qualifier, and I got my team ready. I'm very excited about it. All of my team play the game. Last season we got somebody who just doesn't play the game very often, so it was it was a bit of a struggle. But this team, I'm grinding them, got them working on them.
Ooh, did you ask them? Are you ready for the grind?
No, they're just ready for it. They're born for it, and that's gonna be this weekend. And I'm just super. It's a long process because it starts at around noon, and it can go all day. You keep winning, you're just gonna keep playing. I don't know when it ends. We didn't even because we were playing, and we ended up advancing a bit because of people forfeiting. They just weren't showing up. That'll happen with open qualifiers. Yep. And so we're getting win after win after win, and it's 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. And then eventually, and it's like, Jesus Christ. And then, we started to lose and we got kicked. And that's around 6 o'clock. God forbid we won a couple of those. When the fuck is it going to end? I can't wait to find out. Because we're going to win a bunch of them. I have high hopes, high expectations. I'm going to lift them up onto my shoulders.
I don't know if
these W's.
Listeners know, but, you and I play a lot of games together. I don't play Rocket League. So when you hear Dale talking about Rocket League and playing Rocket League and this championship, I don't play it. Sometimes I feel like, man, I should pick it up and put some time into it because I would take it seriously and whatever. But then part of me is really happy that I can sit this one out.
Yeah, you don't need to get in all of them.
It seems a little too intense. Seems a little too intense for me.
I just don't know how
and all that.
I just don't know how I ended up liking it and being good at it because I don't like cars and I don't like soccer. And that's what this game is.
Yeah, it's basically soccer with cars. There is that one basketball map, right?
Yeah, they have a little fun basketball thing on the side.
It was fun. I played it. Teddy played it for a while. I've played it. I just don't play it against people really. But it's hard. It doesn't look hard. It's simple in that there's not a lot of things to know, mechanics wise. But it's hard in that it's harder than it looks to make that ball go where you want it to go, and you know.
It's one of those easy to pick up, hard to master.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of games are touting that line lately. So next episode, I will I'll give a little recap, a debrief on how it went.
Where's Bin Laden?
Yeah.
Debrief.
So we'll do that.
Dale.
Jib.
You know, I'm trying to play some music, trying to join a band, do whatever you want to call that. And, man, I've just been looking on Craigslist for some opportunities. Now, one of them I actually responded to, and I'm like, hey, where do you guys rehearse? You got a set list? I'm interested. And then, I found some other ones. I found one. One of them I had to take a picture of because I'm like, they're going to take it down, and I got to make sure I got it.
Yep.
But some of these people, just the titles are weird. Like, ISO is in search of, right? But it's band in search of keys player, exclamation, exclamation. And then, hello, music world, double exclamation. And then, the first sentence, you have a hard-working singer-songwriter that is looking for a replacement keys player for my band. What?
What?
There are a lot of things on the work for us. We just need someone who is a team player, hard-working, and dedicated to music! Double exclamation!
I hope they're better at music than they are the English language.
I hope to hear from you all soon! Exclamation.
What do you think? 13-year-old girl? Just over the moon, excited?
No, 40-year-old guy. 40-year-old guy. Here's one.
He's like, I got divorced. I'm super excited. Let's do it. There's one sentence in here. It's, if interested, feel free to reply with a little about yourself, and I will reply with links to my music and social media pages. That's right towards the end. Every other sentence in this paragraph that he writes has no fewer than one exclamation. Most have 2 exclamation points. And it just seems too thirsty. You're too, phony, excited about it. Well, what's worse is if it's not phony.
Yeah, it's bad either way. Any way you slice it, it's a bad situation.
Yeah, I like the last sentence. It's like, just if you're interested, let me know, and I'll let you know, and we'll talk more. Like, that's fine. Just that part.
Here's another one. Legends of Rock and Roll Band for Hire. Every word in this entire post is capitalized.
One of those.
We are a live band that has been playing and performing for over 20 years in the Chicagoland area. And it goes on and on. And every first letter of every word is capitalized except for one "and" at the end.
Ooh.
Weird. Just bizarre. Tighten it up. If you're trying to present a somewhat... I know it's Craigslist, right? So, to me, the overly professional ads on Craigslist put me off, too. Because, it's just supposed to be like the classifieds, But this type of shit, pisses me off the other way. I don't like the too many polished things, but it's just weird.
Yeah.
Here's a title that always gets you. Bass players, professional bassist accepting students who are seriously. That's it.
Are musicians dumb?
A lot of them are. So then there's a paragraph describing, he's selling himself, or she. If you're interested in developing your groove and you want understanding of the power of the groove, blah, blah, blah. And then after the description, it's, let's not waste each other's time. If you have no cash for lessons, there is nothing to discuss.
No groove for you.
$50 an hour, non-negotiable. Let me tell you, as someone who has given lessons before, $50 an hour is on the high end, especially for somebody who's not professional in their approach. Maybe he's a professional bassist because he or she plays for money, but when you have a sentence like "Let's not waste each other's time." If you have no cash, there's nothing. That's not a professional approach to this.
There's being professional and there's being a professional.
Yeah, there's a difference.
He might be a professional, but he's not professional.
The team player you've been waiting for. ... I want to work with for you. With /for you. I love, all caps, working in the music biz, but really want and need to make more money. Even if I'm the side part-time. How can I help you and what I can do for your business? I am obviously Chicago-based. Why is that obvious? Because I'm on right. Yeah. Well, why? Then leave that sentence out. Yeah. I'm not going to read this whole thing because it's long. It's like half an essay. But he's describing himself, Urshi. I'm a college-educated 30-something with one foot firmly planted in the office corporate world, and the other equally as firmly planted in the creative sector. And he ends with, let's work together to make each other more money. Thanks in advance, JD.
Man, he's hurting. He's hurting.
Yeah.
Financially.
Yeah. I need more money.
I don't know. Is that the section where you want to promote yourself like for a band, or is that just for bands?
You would put this in that section, but you would definitely not put it.
Yeah, I don't understand. Just say, hey, I play guitar and bass. I have for 14 years. I used to play in a band for 8 years, and we did pretty well. And blah blah blah. I'm open. Love to talk about maybe joining you if there's a good connection. Well, I wouldn't say connection. If it's a good fit, contact me. Like, why, that's all you got to do.
Yeah, you don't give me your story about how this is your part-time job either. I don't want to hear that. I'm really in the corporate world, but
I don't need you. He's just saying I don't need you.
No, he's saying I need you for money. But I got this other job. Here's one hip-hop, rap, R&B artist wanted for a recording project. Did a little setup, describing who they are. And then we have, and then a list in all caps. In all caps after the colon. The music, the studio, the distribution deal.
Oh.
You need to have the skills, the lyrics, the flow, the desire, the patience. What? The patience and appreciation for the game, and then at the end, humility.
Hustle.
Humility.
Can you go back?
Yes.
To what they have.
The music.
Okay.
The studio.
Okay, that's his bedroom.
The distribution deal.
Okay, that's online.
Yeah. Oh, what? And then all this list of things that would describe somebody that couldn't possibly be humble. And then at the end, humility. And then let's make music, release it, send it out to the whole world, literally. And then, because the rest of the whole post is in all caps, you must send all of these items or we will not consider you. Photo, bio, audio samples of you, video samples of you.
Yeah, I hate that. Sometimes I get a similar one with screenwriting, and then they're like, looking for female-driven action script set in California. Must be set in California and not easy to relocate or whatever the fuck or something like that. And it's just like, but if it is, what's the point? Because a lot of the things I write they tend to be vague in location, so they can work just about anywhere. So when somebody's like, it's gotta be in Colorado, it's just like, do you want me to put in a sentence about mountains?
Yeah. Talk about Coors Light, God damn it.
Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with you? I hate that shit. So, and I ignore it and I send it because if just judge it on what it is, not the weird extra setting that you want. That's fucking dumb. It's hot. He wipes the sweat from his brow because it's hot. It's California. You get it?
Well, the demeanor. I think it's the demeanor. They want to have something that shows that they have power. They want, and I think people who write things like this, like, you need to have the following or don't even call. or like you said, the California thing, those type of people, I think when they can say stuff like that, they're hoping people see it and go, wow, this person means business.
They know what they want.
They know what they want. Yeah, they mean business. There's another one here. Heavy, down-tempo psychedelic band seeks, in quotes, guitar exorcist.
Oh my God. No, hang on. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I love this. Like Maestro. Like they put some stank on it.
And then there's a picture of some weird triangles that make circles, and some of them are colored in with like a marker.
Huh.
And this is like no capitalization. The drummer and I are about to release some new music. Looking for a guitarist to work out some parts. Okay, normal so far, right? Improvise, originals, in quotes, standards, noise, melody, rhythm. Okay, still kind of normal. Lead, clouds of sonic space, etc. Clouds of sonic space. The secret concept is prog pop groove where the math rock is stripped away, but the ideas, unorthodox arrangements remain.
I just want to like hang out with them and smoke their drugs.
Yeah. And then the guy's name who is like running this project is Agent X. Agent X.
I like that.
One of my favorite that I found, the title just says, okay, so in this musicians community, you see a lot of bands looking for this, musicians looking for this, lessons. I have a recording space. Let me record you. A lot of stuff like that. People looking for people, selling themselves. Every once in a while, it's, what was that one rock and roll Hall of Fame band looking for gigs or something? This one just says Chicago music, and you open it, and there's just a picture of a guy sitting down.
Oh, yes.
Playing the guitar. And then there's this website on the picture.
Is it Jody?
No, it's not Jody. And then there's another picture of him just playing the guitar without his website on that picture. But these pictures are not professional-looking photos at all. And then it's just his name, Sean Furry. It doesn't say, book me for your show. It doesn't. It's just got his website, and it just says Chicago music. Maybe he's tried everything, and he's trying the vague approach, and this is what's going to work for him. I don't know.
Maybe. There's just got to be better ways of going about it. Now, are most of them like this, or are these some of the rare fun ones?
No, most of them are bad, like the other ones. But that was the only one I found where it just is very vague, and then it's just a picture of a guy sitting down playing the guitar.
I just don't get it, man.
There's no meat to the ad at all. I found one. This is the one I had to take a picture of because I thought it's going to get taken down. We talked about this, how you'll see the same post from different people.
Oh, yeah.
And we talked about it a couple shows ago, where maybe it was last show, where it was I had figured out this is very clearly the same guy in all of these different posts. Well, there were these posts. There was about 8 of them in a row. And the address was 345 North Loomis, Cicero and Wrightwood, West Loop. It's kind of a shitty area, 345 North Loomis. And it was like drum practice, and then like band rehearsal space and record. Like the ads were about all different stuff, but it's just for this space that this guy's trying to rent. So I saw an ad that said 345 North Loomis, Cicero and Wrightwood, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then in West Loop, and then in parentheses, Loserville is in parentheses. I'm like, what? So I open it up. It's a different guy that's just pissed that this person posted a bunch of times. And here's what the ad says. How many fucking posts do you need to offer your space for rent? You think 6 is enough? How about 8? 8 is enough. And still, no one wants to go there. Quit being a douchey barf bag and knock it off, okay, numbnuts? Your space probably sucks anyway, and no one wants to rent, no matter how many times you post, idiot.
Signed, Jim Snedeker.
That's a post that I could endorse. It's not me, but...
Yeah, I've the closest I've seen people like avoid this person on here. They're a scam artist. I've seen like warnings, but never like, hey, knock it off.
Yeah. He puts
But
the
I
address,
do
and then instead of like a neighborhood, he puts Loserville for the neighborhood.
That's good stuff. I have a few screenwriting ones.
Ooh, let's hear them. Surprise! I didn't know this.
Well, no, while you were going ham.
Oh.
And I fired up my email because this is a subscription that I get. So these are supposed to be like people. These are producers who pay money to put this out there.
So it's like sort of like Band Mix, where like if you want to contact people on the site, you have to pay to be on it.
So it should be better than Craigslist quality.
It should be.
There should be more care. But I just have just two here that made me laugh. Seeking high concept action scripts with franchise potential. Awesome. Let me read more. We are looking for completed feature-length high-concept action scripts with franchise potential. Material in the vein of The Expendables, Hitman's Bodyguard, and the Has Fallen franchise. Now, I've seen those movies. Hitman's Bodyguard is a piece of shit comedy movie that's not a franchise.
No, there's just the one so far.
And that's all there's going to be. So I don't know why they put that in there. So when I read that, that's a flag. My senses go.
Like you don't know what franchise means? You
don't know what franchise means, or you don't know, you haven't seen that movie, you're talking out of your ass. And then there's the last sentence here, because you're looking for high concept action scripts. By high concept,
oh God,
we mean stories with a strong hook that can be pitched in a single sentence.
What? That's not what high concept means at all.
It's such a vague enough fucking term. But it's like, do you want to work with a screenwriter who doesn't know what a high concept script is? Like, why? Like, don't put that in there. Like, I don't know. I just don't like this. So, like, there's two sentences here, and there's two red flags. And so I would avoid this one. I would avoid this one because working with them would probably be hell. The next one, and I see this a lot, seeking micro-budget scripts, which we don't have money. We're seeking a micro-budget screenplay. Right. We don't have money.
A micro-budget.
Yeah, seeking micro-budget scripts set in the South. We are looking for completed feature-length micro-budget scripts set in Southern U.S. Please note, we are not looking for stories which could be easily adapted to fit. Only scripts written specifically for this setting. We are especially interested in stories and writers from Louisiana, so please mention as much when submitting.
The swampy marsh of New Orleans there.
There it is. That's all I'm going to give you.
Hard target.
What does it matter? Unless you have some shit that's, I don't know, in the snow or something, it's going to be fine.
And
it's going to be fine.
All you're going to get is, like you mentioned, easily adapted scripts that someone just adapts before they send it to you.
That's what I do sometimes.
Yeah.
And here's the thing about micro-budget scripts, because they do say, as this is a micro-budget project, minimal cast, locations, and visual effects preferred. If it's minimal locations, what does it matter? And two, when they say micro-budget, they mean, I'd love to film this in my uncle's house. So it's all going to be indoors anyway.
He lives in Louisiana. What a coincidence.
The fuck out of here. And then you learn to see these signs and avoid them like the plague, but they make me laugh almost every time. And they paid money for this. And I'm sure some hungry writer's he's gonna adapt his thing, and he's gonna give him a fucking Titans jersey or whatever the fuck goes down in Louisiana in the South. And they're gonna talk, and they're gonna try to pay him $20, and it's gonna be terrible. So, fuck these people.
Oh God, that's rough. Band Mix is a little different. It's free. You can get a premium membership, but you have to pay. You have to do the paid membership to just to contact someone through Band Mix. But it's not. It doesn't cost money to put your profile up, and it's not. They're not specific posts on there. It's usually like a band. You'll start a band page or a musician page, and then you can change the status where you're like looking for members or whatever. But it's not a specific ad, like looking for this. It's not like Craigslist or like the site you mentioned. So maybe it's a little different, but the quality level on Bandmix can swing wildly. And I found someone that had a voice of an angel. 99% of people on Bandmix will just in the body of their description put their phone number or their Facebook page. It will be their website. So you can contact them without paying the money. Yeah, except this one person that sings like a professional and then has like some obscure, like stupid AIM screen name and no way to contact them. I'm like, well, I'm not paying $10 because maybe you can only sing that one song like that. But man, I'd like to find out. Stupid Bandmix.
Yeah, because I'm just now getting better. I had that stomach flu for a little over 2 weeks. So, because I get that once a week, this email, this list of producers looking for shit, and I was just so sick. I didn't even look at it. So this was the first time I was looking at that list, and I was like, I bet you there's one where I say, don't send us if it can be easily adapted. I was like, I bet you there's one here. And sure fucking enough, there was.
There needs to be you need to put a list together of. Definitely don't do this in your ad. Otherwise, it's a red flag that you're an amateur and you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Do you find it?
Well, don't talk down. Don't talk like an equal. Don't talk down to me, and don't. Yeah. I like worship me like we're teammates on this one. So talk to me like we're working together.
But you're looking for me, right? So don't just come off with the attitude right away. You apparently need me to do something with you. Why don't you just write it? Yeah. You can't? Well, then maybe you should lose the attitude. But I find that once you've like done it for a little while, it's just so much easier to hit up the people that you know and just talk to them like humans and see what anybody looking for a guitar player? Like bands you've played with, like that type of thing. And starting from scratch on Craigslist, like, God, it's just such a crapshoot because you don't know these people. You don't know how good they are. You don't know if they've been in other bands or not, really. Like, until you're there or you're talking to them, It's just rough.
But, sometimes it works out. I've gotten a couple gigs off the Craigslist. I mean, that's how I sold my first movie, really.
Yeah, so, I was in Black.
No, I know. No, yeah.
And I found them on Bandmix, and the Justin, who we play games with, he found them through Craigslist, and we were in the band for years. But it's just, once you're in the scene, it's easier to just be like, hey, that guy I know from that band.
Yeah.
Like, you want to do something? You don't have to go through the whole, like, sifting through dog shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's, getting your foot in the door and networking, and that's, it's so much. It's so helpful because that's how things work for me now. Because it's hey, this person's look. I just had an actor say, hey, this guy's looking to do a project, but he needs to do it. He wants to do it by the end of the year, and he's looking for a writer. And I mentioned you. Would you be able to do that in this time frame? I'll hook you guys up. And I was just like, hell yeah. There
you go.
It's all networking and being reliable and doing good work and not being an asshole, which is when I do these workshops, the screenwriting workshops, I'm just like, here's what I've done and here's what I've learned, and I'd love to share it with you. And one of the main things is like, hey, don't be an asshole. Just be cool, man.
God,
things work out.
If people would just understand how important that is. Do you know why that guy's singing with the third band this year? Because he's a dickhead and nobody likes him. Yeah, he's great, isn't he? And you think, wow, he's so great. Why isn't he in that band he was in 2 bands ago? Because he's an asshole and nobody likes him.
Mm-hmm.
Or he's unprofessional, or maybe he's blown off gigs or practices or whatever. Fine him. Fine his ass, Jody.
Get him, Jody.
Get his ass.
Send him to Jody. Jody hit him with that guitar.
Jody gonna hit you with that look, too.
He's gonna rub his nips.
Panty drop you. Yeah, a lot of similarities. Yeah, don't be a dickhead is like the biggest thing. And it's hard to not be sometimes, every once in a while. You want to just pop off on somebody.
Yeah,
but you don't. Or maybe you do and then you apologize, but you can't just be a dickhead all the time. Nobody's going to want to deal with you.
Especially, I mean, and this relates to both because it's not like a one and done. It's a process. Obviously, a band that goes on for months and months and years. But even making a movie, it's like we're together for the next 6 months. So,
yeah,
and then there's that hope, and then there's that hope. After this, maybe he can help me. Maybe I can help him. And I've helped other people, which I would think it would be the other way around. But I mean, a hookup's a hookup. So I'm like, hey, I can. This guy's looking for a thing, and it's just because just don't be an asshole. God damn. I don't know.
I think the more talented somebody is at a low level or like a local level, like the better they are, the bigger of an asshole they must be. When you hear someone, you're like, God damn, why isn't this guy on the road with like a national act? And you're like, oh yeah, I know why. He's probably a piece of shit.
One thing I wanted to talk about, we were talking about music last week, and I think apparently this week too. And I was talking about rap and rips, sucks a lot, and it's easy, and they talk about the same shit. And I like the funny rappers,
Froggy
Fresh, and stuff that's clever with wordplay, and it's not just all bitches and hoes. And I wanted to talk about, or just kind of promote, this rapper. I think he's from England, because you definitely hear that accent. And his name is Dan Bull, and he does a lot of video game raps, and he's on Spotify, and he's got a bunch of cool songs that I enjoy. He's got a rap about the video game BioShock. He's got one called Rapture. He's got an Overwatch song that I enjoy, a Destiny song if you like the Destiny video game. Like that's his shtick. That's his niche.
And it's Dan Bull, like Bull?
Yeah.
Okay.
And some songs are better than others. I mean, he's definitely a volume shooter, but I mean, some of the lines and they're just clever and very, very good. And I just don't know why we can't get more of that.
Well, we should hook him up with that Craigslist ad. They've got the beats, they've got the music, and they've got the distribution deal.
Yeah. And we've got the studio space. I just soundproofed my mom's basement.
Yeah. I worked for a guy, not worked for a long period of time, but did, contract work for a guy, session stuff, in that his basement was literally in his studio was in his mom's basement.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
There is when you're 45.
Yeah, well, yeah. But, because you record a lot of the stuff at your place. You did the song for me for Dirtbags at your place. You didn't I'm going to rent this fucking studio space.
Right. But I'm an adult. My place. This guy had gray hair, and you always joke about it in your mom's basement. That's always like a punchline to everything. And that's literally where he was, in his mom's basement, and he had his name listed. I graduated from this. It's like a trade school for recording engineer stuff called the Recording Workshop, and they had a directory with CRC, all these real studios in Chicago, and then all over the world, wherever you lived, they would give you a customized directory for that area, this big book, with all the names of studios and websites. And he was in there. I'm like, oh, cool. And I contacted him after this, you should probably know, he lives in his mom's basement, and he doesn't really need engineers, and he's kind of a slow payer.
Oh, jeez.
He's kind of a slow payer, and he uses all pirated software. So
Oof.
You probably should remove him from the directory. And they're like, ooh, thanks for bringing that up for us.
Yeah. I was working on a project, and it was another subscription kind of thing, hookup network like this. And I got the gig, and I worked on the gig, and it was one of those, half up front, half upon delivery. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. We have contracts for a reason. That's fine. But the website or the subscription service was just like, hey, it worked out, huh? And I was like, it seems that way. And they're like, oh, we'll put you in the newsletter about, just success. And I was like, yeah, you might want to wait until I get the second half of that payment. I mean, I'm sure it's coming, but let's hold out before we start touting that one as a big success.
Yeah, the guy wanted me to do like, he wanted me to be like his assistant engineer, right? So I went down there, I checked out his little studio, and he had some nice equipment. It was just a weird setup and a bunch of stolen, like pirated software, which is frowned upon when you're a major recording school program to support that. That's why I told them about it. And then it turned into, well, I don't really need you to do any recording engineer stuff, but you play guitar, right? Yeah. You want to play guitar on this track? Sure. It's $50 for a track. Oh, okay, cool. And then I played it, and then he was like, here's $50. And then, but he was like sad about the whole thing. Once I was like, yeah, it's $50, which is a steal for me to just play guitar on your song. And he kept telling me, well, these are just the demo vocals, though. These are just the demo vocals. But like, he'd put a lot of time into them, like you could tell. And I'm thinking, like, these probably aren't. But he's just sort of
a little embarrassed.
Yeah, he's a little embarrassed, I guess. But then I ran into someone randomly that was like, yeah, I know that guy. Yeah, I did work. I played guitar for him too. I'm like, yeah, I only charged him $50. He's like, oh, he never paid me anything. It's like, whoa, sucker. Gotcha.
Good. Good. All right. Anything else before we get on out of here for Valentine's Day?
That's all I have before the love.
Good. Let's go get some chocolates, some roses, some wine.
Sexual chocolates.
Damn it, Jim.
Gotcha.
All right. That's this episode. Thanks for listening. I'm Seeking High Concept Action Scripts.
And I'm JEFF, JARRETT.
The Murderer.